job, ladies. One more recognition, and that comes from the Ohio School Boards Association. This is called the OSBA Business Honor Roll. And it goes to recognize businesses and communities that have had a significant impact in terms of helping our schools, supporting our children. They're the kind of businesses that are there for us whenever we have a need. And we have 5 to recognize tonight. 2 were unable to send representatives, unfortunately, but do have a letter from OSBA, the president, Susie Lawson, describing the Ohio School Board's Business Honor Roll. And with this certificate of recognition, the Ohio School Boards Association offers its sincere thanks to the business for its strong support of Stow Munroe Falls City Schools. The Board of Education, students, staff, and community also extend their appreciation. School business partnerships greatly benefit all involved. Local businesses play a crucial role in supporting their community schools, and this support is especially important as school districts struggle with limited resources, budget uncertainties, and a difficult economic climate. Just as businesses support their schools, it's equally important that schools and communities support their local merchants and service providers. OSBA encourages everyone in the Stow Munroe Falls community to recognize these businesses' outstanding contribution. And so first, I have on the bottom from Giant Eagle, Christine Norman is here to accept the recognition.
Graduated in 2012, and my youngest is a freshman at the high school. And both very involved in various activities such as speech and debate, theater, drama, art, football. I could go on. But so I understand all too well the time commitment and funds that are involved with making these programs available to these students. So on behalf of Giant Eagle, Mr. Hartman, and the team members, I'd like to thank you for being with us.
We'd also like to recognize Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. And here to accept the award is Mr. Bruce Hill.
I just want to thank you. We're just finishing up our 12th year here in Stow. Great town, great people, and we love working with school kids in the school system. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you.
The other businesses we have to recognize, Marhofer Auto Family. Mr. Marhofer sent his regrets, but he said he was humbled, was his quote. We thank that. Also, Davis Eye Center, we were unable to get a representative there, and I don't know if Mr. Probonic from Acme Fresh Market, I don't think he was able to make it either. And those are the other 3 Ohio School Board's Business Honor Roll winners this year.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. We'll revert back to comments from the audience, continue that.
I'm going to stand over here because I'm like having my back to everybody, if you don't mind. Okay, my name is Connie Pratt, and I'm retired from Stow. I was a teacher at Highland Elementary. I'm currently substituting there. I also volunteer 1 day a week there. I would like to discuss with you the elementary library program. It is my understanding that there are some changes being made. And in discussing a library instruction, there are 4 areas that we are concerned with, and this is from the state guidelines. 1 is management, 2 is the collection development, 3 is literacy and reading support, and 4 is the library-based technology. And I'm concerned about the collection development and the literacy and reading support. The collection development deals with print as well as electronic materials that support our content standards, planning library activities as well as instruction and assessment. Literacy and reading support deals with encouraging reading for academic achievement as well as lifelong learning. We all understand that Stow Munroe Falls needs to have good management in this area. That's number 1. We also understand that we need to strengthen our technology area to address the student needs. A technology specialist can't possibly meet all the technology needs and still keep our program running in the same effective way. With the coming of all of the requirements, technology is being implemented. We're afraid that the technology people will be monopolized in that 1 of 4 areas. As a reading specialist at the primary level, I wanted to see that my children developed a love of reading. Primary reading needs to be done with a book in hand, not an iBook. They need pictures, they need support, they need the rhyme and the rhythm. There's plenty of time after that, after they learn to read, for the technology. I worked long and hard to this end as a teacher. I worked endlessly with the library people at Hyde, and I guess I'm not allowed to name, but they know who they are. They worked hard at making the library time fun and appealing. They maintained beautiful collections and were tireless in searching out the appropriate, exciting books to entice the little ones into their lair of great reading. Together with the library staff, the teachers make reading wonderful and exciting and something they want to be a part of. If we do not give a child that reading bug at the primary level, problems develop and more, and they build on each other, and they build on each other. We need to fight to make them readers, and we need every person. We teachers know that more and more problems come with each year if they are not competent, effective readers in their primary grades. That's a fact. How do we do this if we take away the teacher's right arm in the library aides? I know you're saying, well, we're going to give each building a tech person, a specialist. The children need to be able to take the PARC test, yes. They need to have the best tech skills possible. And the media person's going to be doing that, but he's not going to have time for the other part of the library, a primary library. They first need to read, they first need to love it. This is the part where the library aide comes in. This is the part where we develop the library literature, the children's literature. They handle the day-to-day operations of the library. They check out, check in, they shelve the books, they read aloud. And we have a wonderful man at Highland that does that. They assist teachers with research. They find books to fit with units. Teachers are so overloaded. They need those library aides to help them with this. And that's just a few of their responsibilities. Our library aides know our students well. They care about the kids and they get to know them. This year we had a little kindergartner who was reading way above level. And normally a kindergartner would be ushered over to the picture book section and this particular library aide knew that something was going on here. And so he went to this little girl, and she said, well, I want to read a chapter book. And after talking to her, he said, well, let's give you a little reading test. So we opened up the book and to any page, and she read it just like that. And he said, oh, I can see that you have passed the reading test. And she was amazed. I passed the reading test. And so he had her hook, line, and sinker from that day on. She loved him. And she went home and she slept with the book that night. Now we have another child who is just wants to read so bad he can't figure out what book to read. So it takes him hours, and they don't have an hour. And so the librarian would let the child come in later and work with him one-on-one to find a special book that he wanted. These kind of interactions can only come if you have somebody who has the time to get to know and to do all these other activities besides technology. So what do we think? We have 2 aides, maybe, that's what I'm thinking I'm hearing, at 6 buildings. That's somewhere around 85 classes to see and to help those children. Are those 2 aides going to be in the building all day? Or are they only going to be there part-time, like the aides are now? Approximately 24 children in each class, that's over 2,000 children, 1,000 for each person. Trying to help them find the right book to read to them, to help teachers find proper books for research and study. How are you going to do this if you only have 2 people? I would like to suggest that there be a minimum of 3 library aides, or at least maintain the current level with 6 half-time people. This is the bottom building block of education, the very bottom. There's time for tech, yes, but don't neglect the people who help us with that first block.
I tend to get to most all of the board meetings. I try I was not here 4 weeks, I guess, ago now. And my first question is why the video is not on for the meeting when you voted on kindergarten and then had your fiasco at the end about executive session. I want to know, it's awfully strange to me that that video is MIA of that board meeting. Curious where that is. And really and truly, I'm so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed for my community. I tell you this shaking and my heart aching because you guys, this is a three-ring circus here, and it is embarrassing the way you treat each other, the way you dislike people and make it so obvious in front of each other. And really, all those little kids today, and the way this started out, in every meeting I come to, in the first 5 minutes, it turns into a screaming match. I just ask you, you're going to have a month or so off. Try and, come back and act like adults. Thank you.
Hi, I am Trish Lutz, and I live in Stow, and I have 2 kids, one at Lakeview and one at Highland. Last board meeting, I spoke on Mr. Denton's behalf for to keep the library aids. And this time, I would like you to reconsider on the library aids, but I also have a bigger issue. My 11-year-old was in the ER this week. After the school was flooded on Monday, I have given these to Dr. Jones already. These are from the EPA on things, on low cost and no cost things that can be done throughout the schools. And I just really want something done. In the last 7 days, we've had a 7-day antibiotic and now a 10-day prednisone. I know you say that. I know you say that the air quality control tests come back positive, but for a child that has an issue, it doesn't matter. Please read.
My name is Emily Baker, and I'm a parent of 3 children who live in Monroe Falls. I have 2 children who are currently living in Stow Munroe Falls City School District, and one that will be a kindergartner in 2 years. I'm coming today to discuss the elimination or reduction of our library aids throughout the school district. Through the past 4 years that my children have been within the Stow Munroe Falls District, I've been heavily involved at Riverview as a parent volunteer. And this year I got the great opportunity to work with our wonderful Mrs. Karen Kershak with the Reading Club program here at Riverview Elementary School. Basically, my function with her was to help coordinate parent volunteers for our Reading Club here at Riverview. I, like many parents, was upset by the news that the positions of the library assistants will be cut or greatly reduced starting in 2014-2015 school year. I have come today not only to reiterate those concerns over the decision to cut library assistants, but more importantly, to ask you some questions. My first question surrounds the plans in place for who will take over the many day-to-day functions and responsibilities that I have seen our library assistant at Riverview perform. As I understand it, the new library media specialist will still check in and check out books for our students here at Riverview, and also perform education on media and technology. following tasks? Who will create new library cards for our new students? Who will generate overdue slips and letters for overdue books? Who will prepare new magazines for our library? Who will stamp them, barcode them, and shelve the new magazines? Who will prepare exciting bulletin boards that make reading and going to the library fun and exciting for our younger readers? Who will organize and oversee the fourth grade library helpers? Who will oversee our current reading clubs that we have in place? Our Caldecott Club for our second graders, our Middlebury clubs for our third graders, and our fourth grade Middlebury club. The library assistant really needs to take special consideration when she talks about the Newberry Club, because these are requirements that are dictated by our fourth grade teachers. And so she has to take time to tally these records for them. Who will process our new books? Who will research and find new materials for our staff members? Who will search out new materials for the library to keep the library current with student resources, and to keep the shelves stocked with materials that are of interest to students? Who will weed out the books, inventory the books, and review the books? These are just a sampling of the day-to-day duties that the library assistant that I have observed. And I really have not even begun to cover the many additional things that Mrs. Hershak does within our school. Mrs. Hershak does such wonderful things as noontime readers, the summer reading program, quarterly incentive and ice cream parties. If you've ever been to a reading club ice cream party here at Riverview Elementary School, it is truly a joyous event. And who will run the Snuggle Up and Read? These extras make the reading opportunities here at Riverview not just average, but exceptional. And for that, I thank Mrs. Karen Hershak. So I question you if it is reasonable to expect that a library media specialist who will be present at Riverview only part-time to accomplish these many tasks. And if it's not reasonable to expect this, what plan is in place to accomplish these needed tasks? And what library services can we as parents expect to be cut for our students starting in the fall? My second question is much shorter, so please bear with me. It's more of an inquiry than a request. At the last board meeting, it was made known that there was a committee comprised of teachers, principals, and librarians that was set up to evaluate the library aid situation and provide recommendations. We were made aware at the last meeting that these recommendations would potentially be made public at this board meeting, so my second question is if those recommendations are indeed available, because I know myself and many friends would like to know what those were. Thank you very much for your time.
Anything off or things available or not available. I'd like to follow up with a comment or question that the long-haired lady made. The video is on. She's referring to the video from the the Lakeview meeting that we had. And that was after my surgery. I didn't put it up there. I had noticed that the minutes from that meeting going into the next meeting were, needless to say, little to none, because there was no minutes to use off my video because my video wasn't posted. So this is why we have a third camera here. The minutes have been changed and updated since, am I right? When the other cameraman is not here, you use my camera or my videos to do your minutes, right? But yet you're paying another cameraman, maybe two, and you use my minutes or you use my videos when nobody else had it up, right? Right. Then look at the minutes from that meeting. They were so blank. Then after I posted it, oh boy, they were filled in right.
Tommy, that's funny. That's not exactly what you just came and told me, though. You
That's
never said you had
exactly what I
surgery.
told you.
You guys
She
are full of
uses
shit.
mine. Oh, come here. Come here.
All right, we're moving on. Next up, we're moving on.
No.
All right, moving on to item 6, minutes. There was a request to break out the minutes, so I'm going to break them out. I have a motion to accept the minutes from the April 21st meeting. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Armstrong, second by Mrs. Matthews. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bedio? Aye. Mr. Panacci?
Aye.
Mrs. Matthews?
Aye.
Mrs. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
I'd also like to make a motion to accept the minutes from May 5th meeting, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Armstrong, second by Mrs. Matthews. Roll call, please.
Mr. Panacci?
Aye.
Mrs. Matthews?
Aye.
Mrs. Powers?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
All right, moving on to the treasurer's report and the presentation of the five-year forecast.
You'll just give me 1 minute to get set up here. Okay. And just for anyone who's not here, just reference, there is a five-year forecast copy with the notes that go along with the five-year forecast page. And there's a copy of the PowerPoint if you're interested in what I'll be presenting tonight. Tonight is the revision of the October forecast. By law, the board is required to submit two five-year forecasts. The five-year forecast year first year begins with this fiscal year, which is July 1 of 2013 through June 30 of 2014. The differences between October and May. Okay. Okay, major differences between October and May. It's very important to understand, first of all, the forecast is used as a planning tool. Its information is based on historical trends and things that we might know that would be different than a trend at the time of the filing. In October, we're guessing. October are estimates. We do not know what's going to happen with the weather. We just think of what a year we had, who would have thunk, and think of our heating bills. Think of employees being sick. So those kind of things we estimate in October. The advantage to the May revision is that we do, this is compiled with 3 quarters of the fiscal year actual data. And then we're still anticipating the last quarter, so it is going to be, obviously, and always we are happy to say, more optimistic in May than in October. May projections again, base year is this fiscal year, 2014, including actual data, October is estimated. Some of that, what I'll do is go through with you some of the specific changes that happen when we estimate and what actual, and most importantly, and I'll show you a pie chart of the tax valuation, but most importantly, our money comes from our values, our real estate values in the district. That does comprise both Stow and Munroe Falls. In October, we don't know what the calendar year 2013 values are because the county auditor has not determined those yet and the year is still rolling out. So we estimate those values, and then off of those values, we calculate what real estate tax